What's up? It's your boy Carolina Calvin. Um, I did want to cover some gaming this time. I will come back with so NFL fans. I will come back with I watched that San Francisco St. Louis game again. It was an ugly game, but what I wanted to cover in this video is a very hot topic. Something that's always been talked about since the creation of video games is which matters more, graphics or gameplay. Now you can throw in story too. So yeah, we're gonna use. I just want to use mainly those two. Story is something extra, but it is part of the game. Which of the two matters more? Most of the general consensus of most people would say, well, gameplay matters the most because that's the thing you're mostly gonna be enjoying. That's what actually gets you into the game. Um, it's actually what makes a game fun, keeps you engaged. This is gameplay. Well, then a lot of people, there's some people on the other side of it saying that, you know, graphics, this year, of course, it's the year 2013, and a game should have great graphics, which is which is for the most part true. Um, then they'll say like graphics, should, graphics are makes the game good. It's something a marvel to look at, or stuff like frame rate and all that stuff. Now, frame rate definitely matters, in my opinion. Not more so, I want a game to have great graphics, but I want the frame rate to be smooth. You want smooth, um, 60 frames, at least 30 plus. Once you drop below 30, the game gets very sloppy and it's very bad. 'Cause for instance, go from playing a game at 60 frames per second, then go to play a game at a sub 30 frames. It's it's not. It doesn't look too cool. Um, but my personal opinion, um, I think you know we got it. Well, seventh, eighth generation consoles. Um, I think it should be both. I mean, in terms, you want great gameplay, you want great graphics. So in 2013, I mean, you want both. Now, if I had to choose, obviously I would choose gameplay because I can't think of any games with bad gameplay and good graphics that was a good game. um, take for instance Crisis. Crisis all the original Crisis. Crisis has always been marveled for you know being a graphical marvel, especially I believe it came out in 2006, something like that. And during that time, it was one of the best looking games out. It was only for PC. And you get into the game, and the gameplay isn't that great. You got destructible environments. The graphics are beautiful. I believe you're in the jungle. Um, the whole environment looks really good. But in terms of the gameplay, the shooting is it's pretty cookie cutter in terms of shooting games. The AI was garbage, and it's one of the games where good graphics alone don't make a great game. You need both, but if you had the choice over one or the other, because I myself would choose both, but if you had a choice over one or the other, of course gameplay would matter the most because I can think of some games that you know didn't have great graphics but were fun to play. Because the gameplay was pretty solid. Um, game for instance, Skyrim's pretty fun to play. It's a slightly overrated game, um, but it has some fun gameplay. It got you immersed. Especially if you're the type of person you just want to go around and explore. It was that type of game. Even despite having the graphic flaws, especially on console. Now on PC with mods and stuff, The graphics are amazing. Um, if you ever see it on PC at ultra settings with texture mods, then the game looks amazing. But if you play it on console, game it doesn't look too good. I've played it on console. It's especially bad on the PlayStation 3 with bugs, pop-ins, and all that. The frame rate isn't too good, but it's a fun game to play, and it's mainly because the gameplay and the exploration. But I think the game, if it wouldn't had all these these problems and the glitches and the bugs, and it had great graphics, the game could have easily been one of the best games we've seen in quite some time, and it's still a really good game. There's other games you could throw out there if it did this better and it been a better game. But mainly what I'm trying to do in this video is just to give my personal opinion about the whole graphics versus gameplay thing. Like I said, if it's the perfect game I want both. I want a game that I can look at, I can look at and say, damn, that looks really good. Like you see some scenery, you see the backdrop, you see the character models and the ground textures, and it actually feels like it actually looks like it looks really good. And then I also want it to be something that I can sit down and play without getting frustrated over the controls, over stupid AI. You know, have some solid game choices. I won't throw in story because that's a whole other thing. Story, narrative, and stuff like that. Because that is important. But I want to get into the two things that people talk about the most when in terms of talking about their games, and that's of course graphic gameplay. I myself prefer both for reasons I'll explain. Um, if you ever got into this debate with someone, which you probably have, if you play video games, you always got the people who are graphics whores, and you got the people that don't care about graphics at all, which I think they're both, missing the point. They're both missing the point. Without, great graphics with crap gameplay, does not make a good game. And in today's age, gameplay alone, like I said, it has worked for some games. But if say for instance, a game, what's the game that's coming out? Batman Origins. You want great graphics for it, and you want great gameplay, and that's what you won't want to choose one or the other. Is what I'm saying. You won't want to choose one or the other. You want both. In 2013, games are evolving every single day. You want both. But if you prefer one or the other, that's fine. It's your opinion. Comment down in the comment section below which you would prefer, graphics or gameplay. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Thanks for watching the video.